Hey trainers, if you've ever found yourself stuck trying to decide which Umamusume Pretty Derby character to scout or re-roll for, you're definitely not alone. With so many amazing girls to choose from, it can get pretty overwhelming. But don't worry, we're here to break it down and help you figure out which ones really stand out and deserve your attention. Trust me, some of these characters just shine brighter than the rest, and you don't want to miss out on them. So whether you're a newbie just starting out or a seasoned trainer looking to optimize your team, this tier list will give you the lowdown on who's worth chasing. We'll chat about the top picks, the hidden gems, and everything in between, all while keeping it fun and easy to follow. Ready to find your next favorite Umamusume? Let's jump right in. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking characters in Umamusume Pretty Derby. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Haru Urara, Majiro Ryan, Winning Ticket, and Agnes Tachyon. Alright, let's dive into the underdogs of Umamusume, Pretty Derby. The D-tier characters who are kind of like that friend who shows up to the party but spends most of the night hiding in the corner. First up, we have Haru Urara. Now, Haru is an absolute sprinter. She shines when the race is all about speed and quick bursts. But don't expect her to handle turf tracks like a pro, because she's surprisingly bad there. Plus, if you're thinking of medium or long races, forget it. She's just not cut out for those distances. So basically, if the race is short and sweet, Haru's your gal. Otherwise, she's better off chilling on the sidelines. Then there's Majiro Ryan, who's kind of the diva of turf tracks. This girl loves the grass and performs beautifully in medium-length races, which is great if you like pacing yourself and pulling off late attacks. But hold your horses. Her base stamina is disappointingly low for long-distance runs, so she might just tap out before the finish line. Also, if you're into dirt tracks or sprint races, Majiro Ryan isn't going to be your best bet. She's just not built for that kind of hustle. Think of her as that reliable buddy who's great at certain things but throws a tantrum when things get rough. Moving on to Winning Ticket, who's got a real flair for turf races and medium distances. She's excellent when you want to pull off those late attacks that make your opponents sweat. But heads up, if the race involves dirt or shorter distances, Winning Ticket tends to fumble. It's like she's got the talent, but only on her favorite stage. She's definitely not the one to pick if you're running a quick dash or a dirty track. She's more of a play it cool, steady and steady type on the turf. Finally, we have Agnes Tachyon, the turf track queen who's pretty versatile when it comes to medium-length races and strategy options. You can try a few different tactics with her, which is a nice change of pace. However, she's absolutely dreadful on dirt tracks and doesn't shine in sprint or mile races. If you're thinking of fast-paced, short runs, Agnes will let you down. But if you like to take it slow and plan your moves carefully on turf, she might surprise you. So yeah, these D-tier characters might not be headliners, but they definitely have their quirks, and sometimes quirks can win you a race or two. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Nice Nature, Sakura Bakushin O, Matakane Fukukitaru, King Halo, and Super Creek. Alright, time to talk about the characters who are kind of the middle of the pack in Umamusume, Pretty Derby, our solid C-tier contenders. They're not the flashiest, but they definitely have their moments to shine, especially if you play them right. Let's start with Nice Nature. This one really loves turf tracks and absolutely nails medium and long-distance races. Plus, you've got several strategy options to mess around with, which is always a fun twist. The downside? Dirt tracks are a no-go zone for Nice Nature, and sprint races? Yeah, not exactly her playground. She's more of a steady marathon runner than a speed demon. Next up, Sakura Bakushin O. If you're all about that sprint life on turf, she's your go-to girl. She performs best in short, fast races and comes with a handful of strategy options that can surprise your opponents. But here's the kicker. Her stamina is ridiculously low, so forget about medium or long races because she'll just run out of steam. Also, dirt tracks? Not happening. Basically, Sakura is your fiery sprinter who burns bright but burns out fast. Then we have Matakane Fukukitaru, who's like the long-distance lover of turf races. She's amazing at medium and long ranges, and comes loaded with strategy options to keep things interesting. Sprint races? Not really her style, and just like the others, dirt tracks are her kryptonite. Think of her as the elegant tortoise who prefers pacing herself over short sprints, and she'll get you across that finish line with style. King Halo brings a bit of versatility to the table. He's excellent on turf and good at pretty much every distance except long races. He really shines when you want to play late or pace strategies, making him a smart choice for tactical racers. Dirt tracks are still his weak spot, and those long-distance races? Yeah, not his jam. But if you want a well-rounded turf racer who can adapt mid-race, King Halo is your guy. Last but not least, there's Super Creek. He's solid on turf and a beast at long-distance races, with several good strategy options to boot. The catch? His base speed and power are pretty low, so don't expect him to win any short sprints. Short races are a nightmare for him, but if you're aiming for a long haul on turf with a bit of tactical depth, Super Creek can definitely hold his own. So yeah, these C-tier characters might not steal the spotlight every race, but with the right race and strategy, they can totally surprise you. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Tokai Teo, Daiwa Scarlet, Air Groove, Grass Wonder, Gold Ship, and Vodka. Alright, now we're stepping up to the B-tier characters of Umamusume, Pretty Derby, the ones who are reliable and can really hold their own when the conditions are just right. First on the list is Tokai Teo, the all-rounder who's got solid stats across the board. She's especially strong on turf and absolutely crushes medium-distance races. Just don't expect her to perform well on dirt tracks or in short sprints. Those really aren't her thing. Think of Tokai Teo as your dependable team player who shows up ready to work but needs the right setup. Next up is Daiwa Scarlet, a star for medium-distance turf races. She's got a knack for front and pace strategies, making her pretty versatile during races. Her stats are a little on the low side compared to others, but that doesn't stop her from being effective. Dirt tracks? Nope, still not her turf. Literally. Daiwa Scarlet is like that friend who tries hard and shines when given the chance, but definitely has her limits. Then there's Air Groove, another turf specialist with well-balanced base stats. She's perfect for medium-length races, which makes her pretty flexible if you like to keep your options open. Sprint and long races? Not so much. Plus, dirt tracks are her worst enemy. Air Groove is your solid, consistent runner who might not wow you with bursts of speed, but she won't let you down either. Grass Wonder is an interesting case. She's good at mile-length turf races and has several strategy options to choose from, but her low base stamina and guts stats can make things tricky. Plus, her stats and aptitudes sometimes contradict each other, which means she can be a bit unpredictable. It's like betting on a wild card. Sometimes she's a champ, other times she's a bit of a gamble. Gold Ship is a beast when it comes to turf and long-distance races. He's got multiple strategy options, so you can mix things up, but don't expect him to do well in short races or on dirt tracks. He's the classic long-haul champion who grinds down opponents over time. If you're patient and play your cards right, Gold Ship can be a race-winning powerhouse. Finally, we have Vodka, who's amazing in medium-length races and really shines with pace and late strategies. She's got several options to keep your opponents guessing, but dirt tracks and both sprint and long races aren't her friend. Vodka is your tactical racer who excels when the pace is just right, but struggles if the race demands either a quick burst or extreme endurance. So yeah, these B-tier characters might not always be front and center, but they bring a lot to the table when you know how to play them. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Silent Suzuka, El Condor Pasa, Majiro McQueen, Special Week, TM Opera O, Mihono Top Gun, and Mihono Bourbon. Alright, now we're getting into the A-tier characters of Umamusume. Pretty Derby, these are the ones you really want in your lineup if you're aiming to win big. First, let's talk about Silent Suzuka. This girl is all about speed and excels at medium-length races, especially if you like to start strong with a front strategy. But heads up, dirt tracks are her enemy, and if the race drags on too long, she tends to fade away. So, perfect for that fast and fiery run, but not a marathoner. Next up is El Condor Pasa, one of the rare characters who's great on both turf and dirt tracks. That versatility makes him a solid pick. He shines at mile and medium races and offers several strategy options to keep your opponents guessing. The downside? His stamina isn't great, and sprint races aren't really his scene. Still, if you want someone flexible who can handle different surfaces, El Condor Pasa's your guy. Majiro McQueen is the ultimate endurance machine with amazing stamina and guts, making her the meta pick for long races. She's fantastic at keeping a steady pace, but short races are a big no-no because her base speed and power are on the low side. If you want a long-distance champion who grinds down the competition, she's a top contender. Special Week is another turf star who shines in long races with a bunch of strategy options and all-around good stats. She's not great at sprints and, like many others, struggles on dirt tracks. Still, her versatility and endurance make her a strong pick for races that demand staying power and tactical flexibility. TM Opera O is solid on turf and excels in long races with several strategy options to mix it up. She's not a sprinter and dirt tracks don't favor her. But if you want a reliable long-distance racer with some tactical depth, she's definitely worth considering. Mihono Top Gun is another turf lover who dominates longer races and is skilled at all strategies. However, her base speed and power are quite low, and short races are basically impossible for her. So if you're playing the long game and like to switch tactics mid-race, she can be a valuable asset. Last but not least, Mihono Bourbon is good on turf and best suited for medium-distance races. She does have poor base stamina and very limited strategy options, so she's a bit more straightforward. But if you want a dependable, no-nonsense racer who performs well at mid-distance, Mihono Bourbon can fill that role nicely. So yeah, these A-tier characters might not be perfect everywhere, but in their sweet spots, they're absolute beasts.
The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Oguri Cap, Maruzensky, Taiki Shuttle, Symboli Rudolph, and Rice Shower. Alright, now we're entering the big leagues. Welcome to the S-tier characters of Umamusume Pretty Derby. These guys are basically the rock stars of the game, but even rock stars have their quirks. Let's start with Oguri Cap. This one is a real powerhouse, excelling on both turf and dirt tracks, especially in medium-distance races. Plus, you've got a bunch of strategy options to keep your opponents on their toes. The catch? Sprint races are not his thing, and his stamina is surprisingly low, so managing his energy is key if you want to cross that finish line first. Next up is Maruzensky, a turf specialist who can handle all distances and really shines early in the race when you use a front strategy. She's like a sprinter who can keep up the pace for a good while, but watch out. Her stamina is very low, and long races aren't where she performs her best. So if you like to grab the lead early and hold it, she's a great pick. Just don't expect her to hang in there forever. Taiki Shuttle is another dual-terrain beast. Great on both turf and dirt, and excellent at medium-distance races. He's especially good at maintaining pace, which makes him a solid strategic runner. Short races, however, are a no-go for him, and his stamina is pretty low as well, so timing and energy management are crucial if you want to see him shine. Symboli Rudolph is that well-rounded champion with good stats across the board, strong turf performance, and great at both medium and long races. He also offers multiple strategy options, giving you tactical flexibility. But, like many others, he's not great at short races and really struggles on dirt tracks. Think of him as your reliable all-rounder who loves the turf and a decent challenge. Finally, there's Rice Shower, who is all about stamina and guts. Meta material for long and medium races on turf. She's fantastic at pace strategy, helping you control the flow of the race. But short races and dirt tracks? Not her thing. If you want to grind down your opponents over distance with a solid pace, Rice Shower is your go-to. So yeah, these S-tier characters might not be flawless, but in their prime, they can absolutely dominate the race course. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.